Welcome to a walkthrough of Xerops, a developer-first cloud platform. At the baseline, Xerops offers a comprehensive set of features you'd expect from a platform as a service, including automatic deploys with a flexible pipeline, native support for all the popular runtimes, highly available enterprise-grade databases, automatic horizontal and vertical scaling, environment variables and secrets management, private network with load balancers and firewall, and infrastructure as code configurations you can use for templating. Let's turn off tips, as I'll be your guide for this video, and demonstrate these features through a project of our own website, xerops.io. Our website is using Strapi CMS as the backend, an Angular app for the front end, Prerender to make the front end crawlable, a highly available Postgres for the database, Redis for cache, and Object Storage Service for file storage. Each project in Xerops is a private network created using a VXLAN and isolated at the kernel level with C groups. This ensures that the project acts as a black box where nothing leaks outside and nothing can access the inside, providing a high level of security and isolation between projects. Services inside project can securely communicate with each other simply by using their host names and ports. They can also read and reference each other's environment variables. Included with each project is the project core, which consists of 3 parts essential for secure access, monitoring, and observability. First is the L3 balancer with a firewall and unique IP addresses assigned to it, serving as the main entry point to the project from the internet. Second is the logger container for centralized log access and forwarding, and last, a statistics container for aggregating metrics from all the user services. Another internal component is the routing service, which is a highly available L7 balancer that handles HTTP traffic, sending it to the correct services as defined by the user. It acts as a reverse proxy with SSL termination and takes care of the automatic generation of SSL certificates. This entire infrastructure is fully transparent and based on best practices, which means there is little to no vendor lock-in. All parts of user service management can be accessed with a single click, and everything that can be done through the interface has a REST API and CLI equivalent, making Xerops easily configurable and extendable. Each action done on a service is also logged as a notification. New services can be added either through the wizard or imported using a simple YAML structure. Now, let's take a look at the detail of our API service. This service is highly available, which means it runs on at least 2 containers. Xerops ensures that each container runs on a different physical server node, so even in case of faulty hardware, your service will keep running. Xerops containers run a full Linux OS, either Alpine or Ubuntu, depending on your choice. This provides flexibility and compatibility with a wider range of applications than traditional containerization platforms like Docker. You can securely SSH into any of the containers just by using their hostname, thanks to the VPN integrated into Xerops CLI, which allows your machine to become part of the project's private network. The same VPN can also be utilized to offload your development databases from your machine to Xerops and even develop fully remotely on Xerops containers. Xerops includes a very flexible build and deploy pipeline, which allows for easy and extensive customization of both build and runtime images. This pipeline can be triggered either automatically by connecting your service to a GitHub or GitLab repository or manually using the CLI. Builds are run on separate high-performance containers, ensuring zero downtime deployment of new versions of your applications. Everything is configured through a simple YAML file that you place in your repository. You have multiple choices how to make your service accessible from the internet. One option is through Xerops Subdomain, which is suitable for non-production environments. Other is through your own domains, in which case Xerops takes care of SSL certification. Lastly, you can set up a direct access through the IP addresses assigned to the project and utilize the built-in firewall to secure the connection. This is all made possible by the project's core and routing services. What we are especially proud of is our custom auto-scaling with fine-grained configuration of resources. ZeroOps can scale both horizontally by adding and removing containers and vertically by adding and removing resources in steps as small as 1 CPU core and 250 megabytes of RAM. Node.js here, in particular, is not able to dynamically utilize more RAM while the process is running, but for runtimes like Go, you can configure any range and utilize advanced settings for scaling triggers. Also included is the Environment Variables Management, which has 3 categories. Environment variables for non-sensitive values can be defined in the ZeroOps YAML configuration you already placed in your repository. Secret variables, which are saved inside ZeroOps and can contain sensitive values. And generated variables, which are generated by ZeroOps and are handy for automation. All categories of environment variables can reference each other as well as environments from other services. Runtime logs and database logs are directly accessible through the interface or CLI and serve as a quick view into what's happening inside each container. For more advanced setups, the logger part of the project's core service allows for easy setup of log forwarding to any syslog-compatible third-party software, such as the popular services BetterStack and Papertrail. The contents of the deployed files can also be easily accessed through the interface without having to SSH into each container. And that's it for service detail. Let's go back to the main dashboard. So what truly sets ZeroOps apart and makes it a developer-first platform? The vision is to create the perfect mix of developer experience, flexibility, robustness and scalability, and make developers' lives easier by encouraging the use of as many environments as needed, even one for each developer working on a project. All these environments should be as close as possible to the production environment. No more, but it works on my machine. A platform as a service that can run production workloads of any size and complexity while also being efficient and affordable to enhance your local development or even work fully as a cloud development environment, similar to Gitpod or GitHub Codespaces, all on the same infrastructure. To achieve this, ZeroOps focused on 3 key areas: granular resource configuration and auto-scaling. As you saw in the walkthrough, ZeroOps offers automatic vertical and horizontal scaling, ensuring your production applications always have the optimal resources they need. With fine-grained resource configuration steps as small as 250 megabytes of RAM and 1 CPU core, you can create identical infrastructure across any environment, differing only in resource allocation. Custom-built user project infrastructure. Remember the project core and routing services? This custom-made infrastructure is built to handle large, high-traffic production applications while remaining cost-effective for non-production environments and even the smallest projects. Do you know the saying, "Don't use a cannon to kill a fly"? ZeroOps has created a cannon that's equally effective against flies and dragons alike. A pricing model that doesn't get in the way of good development practices. ZeroOps pricing doesn't include any artificial fees for the number of users or feature tiers. All projects get the same capabilities for the same flat fee of $5 per month. As for the price of computing resources, they are 2 to 3 times cheaper than many popular platforms. Sign up at Xerops.io to get up to $60 of free credit, and we are looking forward to welcoming you in our Discord community. Thank you for watching.